The NFL is going to try to limit taunting by possibly taking away touchdowns. Now, I believe we have a quote from the NFL here. It is, a lot of people felt that the touchdown shouldn't have counted, but a taunting foul is always treated as a dead ball foul, meaning
talking about
Golden Tate, yes. Meaning whatever happened during the play counts, and the foul is enforced on the next play, which would be the kickoff. In college, the action would take back the touchdown. Tate started, Golden Tate of the Seahawks, taunting at the 25-yard line, the college rule that's enforced at the spot of the foul, so they'd go from a touchdown to 1st and 10 at the 40, which would be a gigantic penalty. The NFL rule, it's a dead ball foul, it's enforced on the kickoff. But I'm sure that's something that the competition committee will look at in the offseason. This was Dean Blandino at the
ridiculous
competition
to take
committee.
A score away. I was so offended by Tate. Have him miss the next game. Have it be a one-game suspension.
So just put it on the player, not on the team.
Because a one-game suspension in a 16-game season matters to these players. It's huge. Have it be a one-game suspension. That was a touchdown.
I believe we have some pictures, by the way, of Golden Tate.
Or have it really
taunting.
hurt the? Yeah, he was waving. It was terrible.
It was horrible.
He was nice. He was good about it the next day. But he, yeah. So I mean, 15 yards in many ways doesn't seem like enough. So maybe it's a suspension. Maybe it's a half a game. Maybe it's a 30-yard penalty on the kickoff, like something that really affects.
I would say suspend him, because then I mean that's what
suspend
I would.
Either way,
taunting?
there are decisions that can be made about that. That really affect the team. I mean, again, if you make the team kick off from the goal line in an important game, all of a sudden it makes a difference. So maybe that is something.
Also, every league suspends players for something that happens on the field, I believe. I don't know if baseball does, what baseball does, because baseball may not. The NHL and the NBA
No, you get beaned.
The NHL and the NBA do suspend for things that are not just about drugs and performance enhancing. So I think having that be part of...
baseball does for fighting, yeah.
For fighting, yeah, exactly.
Sure,
yes, they do. In fact, they do. So I think that I can't think of what the NFL suspends for a game that doesn't have to do with drugs or substances.
like Brandon Merriweather, the hits now they do for like leading with the helmet.
Okay. Not wearing your socks at the correct height. I think is another one.
But you're absolutely right.
But the idea that we are going to, at the moment, give an official who might easily mistake a stiff arm for taunting, or that what if all game the defensive back had been taunting the receiver, and then like the notion that there are moments in a moment of competition and success and joy that a receiver or somebody running for a touchdown might do something to the other guy that doesn't warrant changing the total outcome of the game.
Well, here's an example.
That's a crazy decision to put that in the hands of officials who don't know the circumstances.
Last week, Janoris Jenkins, according to Steve Smith, of course, talked shit about him the entire time, talked about his wife and what have you. He Googled all this information, Janoris Jenkins did, according to Steve Smith. And then when Smith ran in for the touchdown, he taunted back at Janoris Jenkins because it was just, he was catching a ton of shit from Jenkins throughout the entire game. He goes into the end zone and then he starts pointing at him and talking to him, and then he does his little touchdown dance.
But trash talking, it happens in every sport. It happens everywhere. I mean, Ben just told you that, he taunted you about something.
Being bad at my job.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, you have to miss Monday's shoot, by the way. Sorry.
Congratulations. Yeah. The whole notion that taunting is that they're going to be able to ban taunting. It's the blatant stuff. It's the walking and doing that. I mean, it's offensive to everyone. It's like what job was it? Brennan who said when you can't define pornography. Powell, Lewis Powell. That when you can't define,
unless it was Potter Stewart.
It might have been Potter Stewart. Yeah. No, it wouldn't have been Potter Stewart. It was asked to define pornography. He says I can't define it, but I know it when I see it. So I mean, this when you see
I agree with Ben. I mean, I don't really know what would be the taunting rule. I mean, what if it is a stiff arm and then the referee just calls it back because it was a stiff arm?
You can't give that to the refs, but you can say after you see this that Goodell could say you're suspended for a game for that goal.
Sure,
All
right, well there you go. We just solved that riddle on TYT Sports.